This is a Tape Deck podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hi.
How we doing, y'all?
Good. I'm feeling very close to you because we're sharing a mic, and I don't appreciate this because I like to lean back a little bit. I like to be like in the zone, and I'm just feeling like I'm huddling with you.
It's very much like the SNL skit, the sweaty balls skit, where we're just leaned in and talking real close to each other.
Yes.
What have you guys been up to?
Nothing. I feel like just normal summer stuff, work and sort of running, and
You've been not running at all.
I mean,
Like, only on Saturdays.
only
Wow.
on
Like, remember-
only on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Remember like 2 weeks ago during our last episode where he's like, I'm going to get back into running. It's been 10 days since I've run. Since then, he's run twice.
4 times.
I mean, it happens. It happens. Everyone gets into those
Yeah.
modes. Honestly, we haven't been running a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say we. Michael ran a 20
Oh, I did
miler,
run
so
a
I
20
lied.
miler,
I
but
lied.
that's
He's
it.
been running.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I went down to Disney and hung out with my friends Susanna and Jackie, and we had brought running clothes, and we had totally planned to run, and then we were out late every single night, doing what you do at Disney. And so nobody set alarms. And you could tell, like, as we were
Yeah.
going to bed, like, no one was like, hey, should we set an alarm to wake up to run? So, like, we went to bed fully knowing there was no way any
No
of
one
us were
was
getting
running.
Like,
Yeah.
we bought, like, I brought my, like, cute little athletic, sparkle athletic skirts and everything. And we had planned to, like, do a matching outfit theme for one of the days.
You
and, like,
know better.
We did not run. We did not run.
You know better going to Disney that you're not going
Yeah.
to run.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't. So I didn't run that weekend, but I mean, I'm trying to count the time on feet as something.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think whenever you go to
Yeah.
Disney and you
Yeah.
spend all that time.
And then I had my first sinus infection
Oh, yeah.
in like,
Yeah.
I don't know, what, a year and a half. It's the first time I've been sick since
COVID.
before. Yes. Yeah. The before times. So, yeah, I wasn't able to fully run through that. I mean, I went out a couple days and like, you know, I like to get fresh air when I'm sick. So I went out and did like a walk-ish thing on Saturday, and then we ran on Sunday.
Yeah, it
And I
got
got
better
some
on
miles.
Sunday, yeah.
But like Thursday, Friday, Saturday were like the heavy days. So I tried to get back into it on Sunday.
No, whenever I don't feel well, I barely do anything. And I might have like one attempt where I try and like sweat it out. And if it doesn't come out, like I don't feel better after that, I'm like, well, then it's done. I'm not doing it again. Like,
Yeah. That's the thing is, I think I always feel a little bit better after doing it because I feel like it clears some of my congestion out.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, a little bit like from the fresh air, just being outside. Because when you're just laying around all day doing apps, I mean, I came home that Saturday and I slept for like hours. So it's not like I did anything else, but I just felt like getting out for like a little bit helped me feel a little bit better.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just did a 20 miler for fun
Just because.
by myself in the woods.
While
And then I
Erin
got
was
bit up.
away.
yeah.
Yeah. It was warm out. I ran it pretty hard. And then I got I think I got chiggers on the bottom of my leg. It was all bit up.
My God.
Trail
So it was a
running.
successful 20 miler.
Did you plan on running 20 miles when you left the house? Or did it
Yeah,
just, you felt good and you were like, I'm just going to keep going?
No, I knew I was doing a 20-mile loop. So I was actually going to do like a 22 or 23-mile loop, but I went the shorter way. So it was pretty nice out that morning, but apparently the bugs are still out there, and I got bit up pretty good. I had long socks on too, but they got in there, and they were eating me up apparently because I was all.
Yeah, triggers are no joke when they get in. Like, that's the thing is you can't see them. They just attack.
I scratch them until they bleed and then wipe them with rubbing alcohol.
It's wonderful.
That's imagery.
That old nugget.
I don't know if it makes them heal faster, but I don't know. I like doing it.
So, while I do want to keep this conversation going,
I don't know. I'm over here Googling chiggers, so...
Oh, God.
Oh, do you not know what
Chiggers
chiggers
are
are?
often confused with jiggers, a type of flea. Like, why? Why are there two?
they're also called...
It is very confusing that there are two.
So how's Orangetheory?
Oh.
What, Tom? Have you joined the cult yet?
No, absolutely not. I'm clearly doing nothing else, so...
I told him he's not allowed to join Orangetheory because I like going by myself.
I know, that's her thing. I'm not going to join specifically because I respect her space.
Specifically because I want to be by myself. Like, I feel like
he
it's
could
motivating.
Go to other classes.
I mean, I guess that's true, but like when I get up in the morning, like if both, I don't know what it is. If like both of us feel like we're going to get up and run and getting up at the same time, it's actually harder for me to get up with him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why that is. Like most people are like, well, we're getting up together. We should go. And I'm like the exact opposite. Like if we're both getting up, I'm like, well, you can just go. And I'll get like this, and I'm like, I'll get this whole bed to myself. Like,
Well, we go in the afternoon, so right after work. So I feel like that's helpful. Like,
Yeah, we just
like
meet
we
there
just
after
meet
work.
there after
Yeah.
work. We actually got to hold the sign today that said 11 classes together, or parent burned together or something. I don't know. I assume that they're going to post it at some point and I'll reshare it. But yeah, this is our first 3-class week because we're away at the end of August and we kind of had to shove all of our 8 classes up front, like heavily up front. So we have 2 weeks of 3-week classes and then 1 week of 2 weeks or 2-day classes. 1 week of 3 classes.
2 weeks of 3 classes
can't
and 1
even
week
speak.
of 2 classes.
there
what
you
he
go.
said.
Math is hard.
That's a lot of specifics.
Oh, God.
But no, the 3 classes, the thing about it is the 3 classes is way harder. Like
Well, we do
3 in
three
a
in a
row.
row, yeah.
Because on the weekends we want to be able to run. So our options are limited and we want the Monday off because if we do a long, hard run or hike on a Sunday, I don't want to do Orangetheory on Monday. So that really limits your days.
I was telling Tom, I think you guys I don't know what you guys do that's different than me. Not that it's not hard or challenging, but I'm going 5 days this week and I'm not like you guys are. Like
Maybe you're just better than us.
I think you're used to it. Is what it, you're
I
adapted
guess
to
maybe
it.
it's because I'm used to it. But I was like, are they just working out way harder than I am? Because I mean,
I think
don't
you're
know.
adapted to it. Is what it is.
I guess
Well, I
it
think
could
it's
be,
a
but
little
it's
bit of-
different.
It's probably a little bit of both because I feel like you, for sure, you go way harder. He goes way harder than me.
I go stupid
he
hard on the
goes
treadmill.
dumb hard on the treadmill where on days where they're make your treadmill be at 4 to 5%. He's like, okay, I'll make it 9 to 10% for absolutely no damn reason.
Yeah. And it could be I am feeling a little bit more sore, and I'll get to that when I'm talking about what am I running for, but I'm trying to go faster, so I am increasing my speed and stuff. But it's really hard. I feel like you guys get a lot more red, and it's really hard for me to get into the red.
Yeah.
I'll stay at 91 forever and not inch over until it's almost I need to hold my breath, and then I get into the red.
No, I mean, my all outs are at an 8. So, I mean, I'm what's an 8? A 7 something? So, I mean, I'm trucking it. I mean, that's usually when my heart rate gets into the red is on all of our all outs.
Yeah. On the all outs, or if I have a really high incline, I'll get into the red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, our treadmills are generally always at 2. His is always at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Mine's always at 1 or 2. So we're always at an incline.
Yeah, I know. I like because I think base is at a 1. I sometimes will go to a 2. Like I'll like if I feel like I'm like not getting to the orange fast enough or something, I'll like bump up my incline.
It's a good way to do it.
But
I think more so when I bitch about it, it's more like I have no upper body strength at all. So like the last 3 days we've done arm stuff. I mean, even today between like the burpees and then the burpees with the weights.
that was so hard. It was so hard
like lifting the weights. So like I just am not used to any weights whatsoever. So my back and my shoulders and my arms have been bothering me. Like I'm just not used to that. At all.
Yeah, when we do something that I haven't done in a long time, it hurt. Like my chest hurt really bad last week. You know how like it hurts like right by like your armpits, like like on top of your boobs near your armpit.
Yep.
Like right there. It hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. But I mean, we used to go to Body Pump like 2 or 3 days a week. So
yeah, see, I've never done upper body strength stuff like in a gym setting. So when I do it at home, I'm very wimpy about it. And if it starts to get hard, I'm like, eh. So that's the thing that I do like about going to class is that I feel like I'm
You're
way
pushed.
less because likely to wimp out. Like I wanted to wimp out on those last burpees and I didn't because I'm like, she's watching me.
Yep, same. I'm also starting to like, I felt like at the beginning I went really conservative on everything because I like wasn't sure what to expect. I think for the first like month that I went, and now I'm really starting to like push my speed and like push like the weight level that I'm doing. So
That's good.
that is helping. But yeah, today was awful.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I got like I don't know, almost 2,900 meters on the rower and thought I was going to die.
I have no idea what I got on the rower, actually, because I didn't pay any attention. The last one, I was barely moving. And, of course, that's when she walks over to me and looks over at my freaking thing because I was, like, dying by then. And she's like, you could get those watts up. And I'm like, listen, lady.
Yeah. It's also for some reason like really hard for me to like get my heart rate up on the rower. Like I have to be
Me too.
booking
Yeah.
it. And then like a lot of time I'll get it right there, and then if we have to do squats or something off the rower, then my heart rate will like shoot up, and then as soon as I sit back down on the rower, it'll like go way down again. Also,
He has that problem.
Yeah. Our coach told us something and I've sworn like 3 times already, so I'm not going to do it, but that's some B. Men burn calories more than women. And I was like, because I was complaining about Michael, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, our splat points are like basically the same. Is it like a weight thing? And then I was like, well, I know he's like 6 foot taller than me, but like we probably weigh the same, honestly. So I'm like, is it that? And then she's like, no, men have testosterone and it makes them burn calories more. And I was like, that is some B. Like, I can't, like. It's just so irritating.
That is actually.
It's so irritating.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he burned like 800 calories yesterday almost.
And
It was like 700 and something calories.
So I was asking her, I was like, so I have a friend that does this, and he shows me his pyramid, and he's burnt like 800 calories. And then she's like, oh, well, don't compare yourself to him. And I was like, well, like in normal things I don't, but I really want to burn, like, how do I burn 800 calories?
Oh, God.
And she's like, work out twice as long. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that, obviously.
Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah.
Well, because I watched his thing because you can see everyone's things on the screen, and I'm looking and I see like 722 calories to my like 380 calories. I'm like, wait, what is happening?
Well, even on our runs, when you look at Strava, I burn a lot more.
Like a lot more.
Yeah.
It's the testosterone. And
Tom has
I'm
his,
irritated.
His whole head cradled in his hands, looking.
But you should be celebrating, Tom, because you're burning more calories.
Yeah.
When?
Just sitting there, you're burning more
Just
calories.
sitting
burning
there.
more
You're
calories during this
being a man.
podcast. Yeah.
Just being a man.
Just being
Barely.
a man.
I will say, if I can chime into this conversation, I'm super proud of all of you for doing Orangetheory. And I'm also super proud of Diana because when she goes tomorrow, she'll have gone every day this week. And
Oh
not
my
only
God.
is that awesome, but she's not what I would call a morning person.
Oh no, I am nasty.
And she gets up and she goes to these classes at like between 5 and 6. The latest is 7, like 30, and without fail, like it's awesome. And I'm very, very, very proud of her. And then I just walk the dog and don't run. Shout out to you guys. I'm still not going to join, but you guys are awesome.
I mean, I do feel a little stronger. Like
Yeah.
my abs don't hurt after like doing a bunch of ab workouts yesterday or the other day or whatever day it was that we did.
I also feel way better when we run.
I don't
Yes.
think that I've gotten there yet because I haven't run.
Oh, you haven't really run that much because you were in Disney, and then that's right, you haven't run that much
So
recently.
I don't
Yeah.
really know.
No, but I do.
I guess I'll let you know.
Like, I definitely feel way better when I run now.
Yeah.
And I'm also, we'll get into this in what we're running for. I think I've resolved my knee issues.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that's
Again?
good.
So my knees have been feeling really good. Like even like the 20, I mean, that was on the trail, so
Yeah.
I felt pretty fine. But I did back-to-back 10s last weekend on the road and felt okay too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like, had
awesome.
no knee issues. So that was nice. But I felt like super good running again. And it was like, oh,
Well,
this is why.
Maybe this weekend when I don't have a sinus infection, I
Yeah,
can
that's
hopefully figure out whether or not that's true for me.
And that's the thing. Like when you feel better running, you're like more likely to run. So like
Yeah.
now that I feel
Yeah.
better, like even on Saturday, I wasn't feeling it. And I was like, well, I'm going to go out and I'll do like maybe 4 or 5. And I ended up doing 6 because I felt fine.
It felt good.
Like
Yeah.
I felt good. And then like
I think that's also then a
yesterday-
confidence boost.
Yeah.
It's like an entire confidence boost of like, well, and it makes you want to continue doing Orangetheory because you're like,
Or
I
whatever.
feel, or whatever
Yeah.
cross
Yeah.
training, or making sure you're doing some sort of cross training because you're like, I've been doing this. It's making me feel better in my runs. And so it's super motivating to keep you doing both things now.
Yeah, 100%. And now I think I want to do more. Like, I wish the Y had body pump classes that are like convenient times, but they're like 7 p.m., which is like hard if I'm doing like Orangetheory in the morning to go to class. But like Mondays, and this might kill me, Mondays they do a body pump class at 6 a.m. And then there's an Orangetheory I could do at 7:30.
Oh my god.
But I might die. Or I could, I guess, just replace the Orangetheory. But I pay so much for the Orangetheory. I feel like if
You
I
wanna
don't
do it,
go
yeah.
like at least 4 times, like I was like doing the math in my head, and I was like, well, if I go 5 days a week, then the classes are only $10 a piece. But like if I don't go 5 days a week, then they cost this much. Like then I'm like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't tell you how much our monthly cost is because I just looked it up. Our unlimited is. I looked it up when we got our new
irritating.
contracts. Yeah, I know.
I think we're gonna do unlimited in December.
Yeah, we dropped
and January.
So because we have races coming up, we dropped September to 4 classes. So we'll only do once a week because we're kind of in a weird taper place.
Yeah, because we have 2 big races.
Because we have 2 big races.
Yeah.
So we're away a lot in October. So I think
just
for
won't
those
have
2
time,
months, we're just going to drop down. But I want to make sure we're doing something. It's going to be super expensive to only do 4 because each class is going to be like so expensive. But I feel like if I don't stay doing it,
Yeah.
even
you
just
can't
that
not
once
go.
a week,
You can't not go.
it's going to like kill my motivation and kill like the momentum that I've kind of made and progress I've made.
Starting is like the worst part. So now I need to just like figure out what else I'm doing. But it's motivating me to do like other stuff. Like we were watching TV last night and I did like a little arm workout I had on my phone and then was doing like sit-ups while we were watching TV. So like it is like mentally like I feel like I'm getting back to where I was a couple years ago. And my diet's getting a little bit better, so I'm losing a few. So I'm thinking I'm like feeling better, even though it's like not a lot. Like I'm just starting to feel like I'm in a better headspace about running and like getting back into it. And I'm like, oh, I'm like excited for races again. Where like a while I was like, I can't believe I'm still doing this.
Yeah, I'm starting to get excited for them again too. Like, and more than just finishing them, like feeling good again and really, trying hard and
having goals. Like I was like, when was the last time I had a goal when I ran a race?
oh god, yeah.
Speaking of races, sorry. Before we move on, I just want to remember, and I'll post this on Facebook and Instagram. The race director for Rockin' the Knob, he actually reached out to me from the Allegheny Trail Runners.
Yep.
He reached out to me and offered 4 free entries to Rockin' the Knob. I texted
they have a 10K,
they have a 10K, a half, and a full. I texted a few people that I know do that type of race with trail and elevation, and mostly it seems like most people have already filled their calendars with their goal races. Greg from Orlando is going to join us
for the fall.
He's coming up from Florida.
That's awesome.
To join us. And so I have 3 more entries. If anyone is interested in a 10K, a half marathon, or a marathon, Mountain Goat, they are, the
hard.
half marathon is going to be like 3,200 feet of elevation. The 10K is still going to be like 2,000 feet of elevation. It's going to be a challenge.
I just went to the website, and just the photo that they have on like the cover is just the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, it's not like
Diana, I'm trying to give away entries.
But like,
I mean, we did
for
say
a while. I was like, I don't
How
know
hard could this be?
What, like, in my head, like, I don't know
could
where
I
we
do the
ran,
10K?
but like in my head, I was like somewhere, and I was like, well, maybe I could get into like trail running, but I was like on a path in the woods, like it wasn't trail running, but I was like, it's nice out here.
So Diana's reaction, separate. Didn't you guys say this was the hardest thing you've ever done? Don't
Look,
we have
that was last year.
We have an entire episode dedicated to how hard this was.
Oh, it was that one?
But
and Greg was like, I'm going to go back and listen to your review of it. I'm like, Greg, don't do that, because then you're not going to want to do it.
that being
I don't want to
said,
do it. It's fun. Yeah.
that being said, that's very generous. And if anybody
Yes.
would like in,
Yes. Thank you. And the coupon code is a fun one, so I enjoyed that he made a special coupon code for us.
That's awesome. Oh God.
Yeah, so if you are interested, send me a message. We have 3 entries. It is September 18th.
Yes.
It is coming up quick, which I know people already have their race schedules kind of set. So, but if you're interested, they have a 10K. It's out, and go look it up. It's out in.
It'll be hard, but it's.
Yeah,
it's
I was
worth
going to
it.
say
Central
they don't have to do the full with you guys. They can
No.
just
No,
do
no,
the
they can do
10K and drink and wait for you guys to finish, and then
Yes.
go get
Yes.
lunch.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
To put it in perspective, last year the full took us 8 hours.
Yeah, it was over. I think it was like 8:20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
be aware. Like if you're a normal, like your normal 10K is say like a little over an hour, it's going to probably take you close to
2
to 3.
Yeah. So, we'd love for you to join us, and it was very generous of
It's an awesome
the race director.
Yeah.
He does a great job, and
Yeah.
we did it in the middle of
Last year and like
social
the fall.
distancing.
Yeah.
Was at its height. So he ran the race really well. It was like cupless, and no one could touch anything. And
Yep. Super awesome.
So they did really great at the aid stations. I'm not sure what it'll look like this year exactly, but yeah, I mean, great race director. Totally promoted the podcast when we did the episode for us.
Yeah.
Great guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the race ruined us for weeks.
Yes. And we DNF'd a race afterwards because of it. But
we
no
DNF'd,
big deal, guys.
Tesla
You can
Hertz,
totally do it.
Yeah, we finished that one, but then we DNF'd Tesla Hertz,
Just
which we
start
should have finished
training
easily.
like this second for the elevation.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving along. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes.
So, Michael, do we have any 5-star reviews?
No, we do not this time, as far as I'm aware. Please, though, if you can take a moment and post a review, we'd love for you to do that. Also, share the show with your friends, family. Share it in all the crazy Facebook groups you're in. Whatever. Share it on Reddit. Share it wherever you want.
I'm going to up the ante and offer a 10K.
Look at
for
that.
any 5-star
Tom is
review.
going to run the Rockin' the Knob 10K for a 5-star review.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe it.
Tom,
Did
I
you
can't
just say
believe-
that? Is that what you just said?
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
If we get 5 reviews
He'd wrap himself in bubble
on
wrap.
Apple, I will sign up. If we get 5 reviews on Apple, not re-reviews to you sneaky sneaks out there,
Yeah,
but
new ones.
5 new reviews, I
Oh
will
my
sign
God.
up for Rockin' the Knob.
Oh my God.
Does that mean I have to go? Because I want to stay home.
Oh God! Amazing, guys, amazing.
Oh boy.
For any,
this just happened live
I'm just
on
saying.
the air.
I'm just
We
saying.
have no
God.
idea.
For any
Well,
single
I don't want to ruin
review-
your other races.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, you'll be pretty trained, right? Because we've got Charles Street 12 on the 4th.
Yeah.
Or I guess that's the 6th. Or no, when is it? No, it's the Saturday, so it's the 4th.
It's the 4th. Yep.
Of September.
Of Labor, that's Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when we are doing labor pains. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just saying.
All right, guys.
I need
Just,
motivation.
go ahead and send those reviews, guys. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm going to start advocating for this.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
All right. So what are we running for this week?
I'll kick us off. Well, I'm running for speed this week. So with our running group this week, we did speed. And then in Orangetheory, I've been bumping up my speed a lot. And we did a 12-minute run for distance. So I improved there. And then I increased what my base is a little bit, and I increased my push and my all out. So I'm getting slightly faster and not dying, and that's like a little bit motivating to me. Like I was running like at a 7 on the treadmill, which is like an 8:30 or something, and felt like I was going to puke, but I did it. Like
That was awesome.
That's amazing.
and I guess it all depends. Like we've done a lot of 3G classes lately, which means only 14 minutes on the treadmill. And when it's that short, I feel like I can push myself a little more. So I have been doing that,
Yeah,
and I feel like it's helping.
Well, I'm running kind of for my very well documented summer slump. I'm walking the dog every day, but I'm also just running with our training group, which meets Wednesday and Saturdays. I need to do more. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I need to do more. I'm kind of in a rut.
Yeah, I think I've been trying to convince him to get into a routine, because a lot of times when he gets into these slumps, he'll just say, well, I'm going to run a 5K every day for the next 10 days and then not do anything after. And I'm like, well, if you just did like something normal, like you wouldn't burn yourself out. Like just say like, I'm going to
you don't
run
wanna burn out.
Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Like that makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
Like
So
in his head,
everyone's gonna
I
go-
can see it. In his head, he's already like, I'm going to run a 5K every day this week.
Everyone's going to give 5-star reviews and with a comment, and Tom's going to get motivated because
Oh,
he's
boy.
going to do Rockin' the Knob 10K.
Yeah, he's going to
Come
have to
on,
go
guys.
out in the woods
Come
by
on, guys.
himself and train.
It'll be like a Rocky
Oh,
montage.
gosh. All right. Well, my thing is, so I wasn't actually going to run tomorrow. And then Melissa Harrell, who listens to this podcast, brought our friend Erica a piece of pie, and I sent it to my friends that I've been running with and told them to step up their game because run friends apparently bring you pie. And so my friend Megan baked a pie.
I love that.
And I wasn't
so
going to go
great.
run. I wasn't going to go run tomorrow. And she's like, "But there'll be pie." I was like, "What?"
Well, now
So
you have
now
to
I'm
run.
running. For friends who bake me pie.
I love that.
There you go.
Wow.
I am doing a rerun here, and once again running for new shoes after my disastrous second Hoka experiment, where I bought the Carbon X's and had so much knee pain I couldn't even finish a mile. I have since sworn off the Hokas. Look, there's nothing against Hoka. They just don't work for me on the road. I sworn off Hokas. I've mostly been running in my Brooks currently. And I do run in actually Hoka Speed Goats on the trail. I do love those. They're super stable. Those are my favorite trail shoe by far. But I have just picked up some actually Solomon road shoes, which they're not really known for road shoes.
Yeah, they're more known for trail shoes.
So we're going to see how this goes, and hopefully there's no knee pain, and I'll have another shoe option. So.
Yeah. I think that, so he started talking about the knee thing a little earlier. I think the thing about the knee thing is that it's going to be hard to kind of fully understand whether or not it was for sure the Hokas completely, because back when he didn't have the knee pain, he was also doing Orangetheory. So I don't know whether it's like the strengthening of the muscles around the knee that's like helping him on top of the shoe, and it's like a combination of both.
Might be a combo.
Because now that he's also doing Orangetheory again, the knee pain has sort of gone away again.
But no, the Carbon X pain was like insane.
You had said that.
Like literally, I couldn't walk.
And I googled the Hoka knee pain thing, and actually a couple like articles came up about it. Like the super over cushion can change the way you run.
It was actually, I bought a pair of Hokas and I liked them. And then I bought another pair, the exact same pair, like just in a different color. And they hurt my knees really bad. So I had to stop wearing them when I went back to Brooks. I thought the cushion would be helping my knee, and I feel like it did the opposite.
It does the opposite. Yeah.
Which is what I found a couple articles that like supported that, like that people do find that the over cushion kind of changes the way you run, and so it changes your gait a little differently. And like when your body's not used to that, it can actually start to cause knee pain.
And it also like causes a second impact almost because of the spring in it and the cushion.
Interesting.
So it just depends on the person and their body, I guess, because people swear by the Hokas and love them.
I love walking in them. But I do love I love the trail shoes still.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me on the trail. But I guess it's different because you're not getting, like on the road, you get that impact, that hard impact.
Yeah. And I know, like, Tom, you're kind of married to the Brooks Ghost that have a lot of cushion. And I actually just switched from Glycerins to Ghost, I don't know, about 6 months ago or so. But I actually think you would like Hokas because you like a lot of cushion and you don't have any like knee issues. Like I think I have the knee issues because I'm missing an ACL and my knees and my ankles are all jacked up because I fall when I'm drinking all the time. So like it's just a mess. It's just like a mess down there. So like the Hokas are not helping.
Yeah, I mean if you like the cushioning, they're definitely something good. But I like Brooks. I've been running in the lower end one, the Launch. I use those on my road runs.
I have a couple of those that are like, a lot of times they'll do the holiday shoes in those. So I have like a couple of launches. I can't run long distances in them though. I feel like I'm good with like a 5K.
Yeah, I could do like maybe 5 miles in them.
Did you see the new Brooks ones with the beer on them?
Oh yeah.
They go on sale on Saturday, so I'm ready to, because I'm a Roadrunner VIP. We have whatever that access is, so we should be able to get them. I'm excited.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I almost sent them to you and then I forgot. But I assume since you're a Brooks fan that you'd seen them.
I actually only saw them because somebody posted them in like a Run Disney group.
All right, let's do Goal Getters.
And now, it's time for our Will Run 4 Goal Getters. Congrats on making your goals, you getters. Oh, who runs this shit?
All right, we have our Goal Getters of this week. Amy, Run Eat Drink Podcast, who heading to Alaska soon, by the way. I believe they're doing the Fairbanks Run Festival, maybe?
Oh, that's amazing.
Fairbanks.
Wow.
I think it was Fairbanks. Maybe it was Anchorage, but they are going to Alaska. So she's sure everyone is sick of hearing about it, but on August 15th, she'll complete her 75 hard challenge, and it was a tough challenge. That is a difficult challenge. It's a multiple things, health-based and also other types of things that you have to do every single day for 75 days to kind of just like jumpstart you and change some things. So,
I'm going to look into that.
Completing that right before they head to Alaska. Robert, who you heard on Inside the Runner Studio last week, He's running in the Double Trouble 15K trail race on the 15th, and his goal is to do better than he did in 2019 when the heat and humidity nearly killed him. If it's a nice day, the goal should be easy peasy. I'm sure he'll win his age group, as you may have heard on the last episode.
He's so great. And his episode was so good. So good.
Just a super nice human being. Laura Duxon was already 2 weekends ago, but it's such a huge contrast with how I'm feeling since. She got a new PR and ran an 8:49 mile, her first sub 9-minute mile.
Woohoo!
And she hadn't run in 2 weeks due to injury and fatigue and rain. So cracked a 9-minute mile, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
And Karate Chop, of course, no stranger to sub 9-minute miles. Mr. I felt like crap. I ran 6:30s
My God, I sent
or
that
whatever.
text to Michael. Like, he just posted that he felt like crap, and he's like a 6:17 minute mile average. I'm
but
like, what is
he's got a good
happening?
goal this week. It's to simply stay injury free and have another decent long run as he gets into the thick of marathon training. My body always seems to break down with higher mileage, but I'm hoping the addition of yoga and being a bit smarter this time around will make a difference. And I hope so too, because he's definitely had some knee issues and things like that over the past few years, and it's been a drag on his running. So hopefully the Peloton and the yoga and stuff really helps out. Perfectly Imperfect Maria, my nemesis, my arch nemesis on the IGs. She is still streaking. She's on day 66 as of this morning of at least one dedicated mile a day of walking, running, or jogging.
That's
also,
great.
the goal this week, yeah, that is good. 66 days, solid. Goal this week was to wake up early, be out the door by 5:15 a.m. to get a walk run. Did it Tuesday and today. Tired, need a gallon of coffee, but training for 4 days of disrespectful wake-up times is just as important as training the miles.
Yes.
That's a good point.
She signed up for Dopey.
Yeah,
So
she's
she had
doing
said
Dopey.
she had sent us her goal getter a few months ago, or like a month ago, saying she was going to train for Dopey
But
but
not
not
do
do
it.
Dopey. And then, surprise, the morning of sign-ups,
She signed
she
up.
signed up for Dopey.
She also
Get it.
said that she really hates Forrest Gump.
Oh my God!
Says terrible movie. Why are you posting this as our goal getter's picture?
Did you see her ask Michael what is wrong with him and who hurt him in his past?
I don't know, because I feel like Michael just hates things that bring people joy.
She said that he needs a She was like, I think you need a Snickers bar.
Oh, God. Perfectly Imperfect Maria also has a second goal. Convince Anna Runs on Coffee to sign up for Marathon Weekend.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that as well.
Yeah. Oh, breaking news. Anna Runs on Coffee has a goal. It's to
Oh.
disappoint all her friends by not showing up at Marathon Weekend. I can't believe she wrote that as one of her goals.
Yeah, that
to
is
disappoint
weird.
everyone and hurt everybody.
It's similar to my goal of disappointing all my friends when I don't show up at Princess.
Because Anna's been trying to get us to all sign up for Princess, and we're all just not answering. Well, Diana's just ignoring the question
I'm just
completely.
ignoring. I'll change the subject.
Here's a very long title that I'm going to stumble over. Tom's friend Jasmine's husband Mike.
What is
Did I get that right?
why
Yes.
not just my friend Mike?
Honestly, neither of them probably listen to this podcast. Not out of any kind of negative whatever.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But I've been talking to her, and sometimes I'll run into him while I'm running, and he's running he's like a karate chop kind of guy. But he completed a full Ironman up at Lake Placid.
Oh,
That's one of the hardest Ironmans too, because of the hills.
And you got to be careful because there's alligators in that water. Just
Giant
really
alligators.
giant, abnormal
There's
alligators.
a documentary called Lake Placid. I would look it up
About
on
the
Netflix
alligator.
about the alligator problem. And
Lake
some
Placid.
and some old lady, she's a golden girl. She just feeds them. So check out that. But he completed the Ironman. He was 36 out of 184 in his age group.
Wow.
And with a time of 12 hours, 6 minutes, and 43 seconds.
That's incredible.
Damn.
Yeah, really.
That's good. Leah Miller, goal last weekend was to not die during her first triathlon, and actually had fun, and it went well. Need to get better at biking, but overall it was fun, and I'm proud of myself for accomplishing something new. That is awesome. And Jack Witzig, who is a local runner here, also listener, he's the fastest he's ever been at the weight he's at, and he is fast because we see his Strava.
He's definitely a karate chop.
Yeah, he's the local karate.
I love that.
I think his handle's like Road to Dopey or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
but we see him out there running similar areas that we run.
Yeah, we both follow
faster.
him on Strava.
Yeah.
He's from Team Shenanigans days.
Oh, love that.
He kind of was. He's like that quiet guy who doesn't really ever say anything.
Like
but you
me.
know he's kind of there.
Yeah. Just kind of a lurker.
So,
he's unassuming like me.
Yes.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
unassuming, just like Michael.
That's exactly how I describe you.
That's not at all the same thing as what Jack is, but okay.
I also I have one more. I have one more goal getter. So our friend Mindy, and I think she listens sometimes, and I keep trying to get her to come on Inside the Runner's studio, but she's too shy.
Mindy.
But she early in the pandemic was just like, hey, I'm just going to run every single day. Well, she on July 29th did her 500 days of running, and she's still going. So she's at 5:05, and she's ran 1,454.2 miles in her 500 days of miles. 500 days. So yeah, she's gonna keep it going, and yeah, just out there killing it. So I just want to give a shout out to Mindy.
I remember you telling me or talking about her before.
Yes.
Was she a teacher?
Yep, she's a teacher.
She had told her students that she was going to run every day, and like she just kept doing it.
And now,
that's awesome.
Now it's not going to stop. Yep.
Wow, that is great.
That's crazy.
Insane. I can't even imagine.
And I think like some days she just goes out and does like a mile, but I think most days like she'll go out and do like at least 3. She doesn't like to do long distances. She did like 1 half marathon, and she was like, no. But she's like super fit, and yeah, she just goes out and does 3 or 4 miles every day and kills it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, if you'd like to be a goal getter, always look out for our Instagram post. Or you can email the show, willrunforpodcast@gmail.com. You can be a go-getter like Perfectly Imperfect Maria and poor Anna Reynolds on Coffee, who is just disappointing everyone. Every one of her friends.
So, guys, do we actually have a segment today? Because I prepared nothing. I just showed up when I was told to.
Oh, Tom has something for us. That's good.
Very excited. So
you might have to, get more.
All right, I'm coming in.
Oh, there we go.
So yeah, I'm very excited. I've been watching the Olympics for the last week and a half, and I think they wrap up this Friday or this week.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think the marathon is Friday. Is Friday and Saturday. So I think the women are tomorrow, and I think the men are on Saturday. But
6 p.m. here tomorrow. I'm very excited.
We were watching the Olympics, and there were people jumping over hurdles, and I literally asked myself if I could physically jump over one hurdle.
Oh, we just talked about
and
this.
I do not think I could. I don't think I could make it over one.
Guys, I have tried. Back when we used to do track work with some friends, they were sitting there, like they were up because I guess people had been practicing. So we were all like, do we think we could do this? And we were all like, yeah. We could totally do one hurdle. Guys, you can't do one hurdle. Don't try.
Tom thinks he can do one hurdle. We talked about it for like 20 minutes last night.
We had this conversation as well. No.
Like, do I have to land on my feet?
Yeah, you have to hurdle it.
You're going to high jump it?
Yes. So I have tried, and then realized I wasn't going to be able to. So then we jumped next to it because we realized we were just going to hurt ourselves if we tried to jump. So then we took video to see how high you could jump compared to where the hurdle was, and it was not even close. Like I would not even come close to clearing it.
And they look so natural doing it. And I mean, the Jonas Brothers could do it. So I just was thinking maybe I could.
The Jonas Brothers.
Apparently, you guys didn't watch their Olympic special? Captivating. Captivating.
Oh,
Okay.
No, I could not do it.
So, but that is a wonderful segue into the topic of today, which is these are all Olympic elite athletes. But what does an average athlete look like? Like, what does an average runner look like? I pulled a bunch of stats, okay? Some of these are coming from Runners Magazine, some from Running USA, Run Sign Up, and Track and Field News. So whatever I say are facts, but trigger warning, these statistics are broken into men's and women's, so that's the language that I'll use. And then another trigger warning, these are averages, but whatever pace you run, and this is really me saying this into a mirror to myself, like your pace is your pace, and you are running circles around anybody that's on the couch.
So this is Diana's random trivia featuring Tom in the Diana Players.
Oh my God. I'm not worthy of that moniker, by the way. Okay, so let's start off with distances, average paces for different distances. And we're going to start with our friend the mile. What do you think? And I'm just going to ask you guys, what do you think the average is? What do you think the average is for a 1 mile race, non-competitive, relatively in shape runner? What do you think they usually run a mile in?
9 miles. 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
I'm going to say 10:20.
Yeah, I was going to say I think it's higher than 9. I'm going to say a 10.
I mean, you're all in the ballpark. It's 9 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And newer runners are closer to the 12 to 15 minute mark. So
That makes sense.
Technically, I'm a brand new runner. And then I also pulled the world record for each distance. So what do you think the world record is in the mile? This is as of the internet search I did this morning.
450.
351.
Oh gosh, wow.
4:20.
It is 3:43:13.
Holy hell.
Okay, yeah.
Holy.
I knew it was sub, but I don't know.
Although we were watching some of the Olympians do some random distance and they were running 4-minute miles. Like, and
Oh, that's true.
there was that, like, I think Bill Murray, like, posted it and it became famous, like, where he was like, we need, like, an average person out there. Like, I don't want, like, a person who doesn't know what they're doing out there. Like, this is the first time they've been on a track. But I want, like, someone who's, like, worked out and trained like a normal person out there with the Olympians.
Yeah.
Like, not like I'm Joe
context.
and I wandered in,
So,
but I want like an actual athlete, but just not an Olympic athlete.
I
like,
forget what. There was another thing that I saw where whoever it was that ran, like, I don't know, there was the 100 meter, but they ran faster than like one of the like they were comparing him to the fastest skater in the NHL,
Oh
and
my
he
God.
ran faster than the guy skates.
I can't. Wow.
So 3:43:13 was by, I'm going to butcher all of these names and I apologize. Hikam El Guerrero from Morocco in 1998. So that record was
that's a long-standing.
set in 98. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long-standing record.
All right. Moving to the 5K.
It's the year I was born. I'm so young.
98. We're gonna get to age a little bit later. 5K. What do you think the average is for men and women's 5K?
I would say 33 minutes for men, 35 for women.
I was thinking somewhere in that range, but actually I was thinking for a 5K maybe a little slower because I think a lot of people kind of randomly will go out and just do a 5K. So I was thinking maybe 35 for men and then I'll say like 37 for women.
Now I have to go like in between, right? So like 36 for women. What did you say, Michael?
33 and 35.
Yeah, so I'm going to just go in between the two of them with the 36
Maybe-
and...
This isn't The Price is Right.
I know. Well,
Oh,
maybe
it's not? Okay.
$1.
yeah.
Well, no, I originally thought like 30 minutes for men, but like, I don't know. I think that Diana made a really good point that like if you're talking about average runners and people who are just starting out and getting out there, I think that it might be slower than I think.
Because I
But
feel
I
like
originally-
yeah.
I originally would have said 30 minutes for men, 32 minutes for women.
I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm a slower runner, but I always feel like beating that like 30-minute 5K is a big goal for people.
For sure.
So
yeah.
that seems like it's a little too fast.
I agree.
Like breaking
Yeah.
that, like getting 30 or less than 30 on a 5K.
All right, so for men, the average is 34 minutes.
Oh, right in the middle.
And for women, it's 40 minutes. And it has actually slowed an average of 15% for both since 2009.
Oh, that's because more of us
Yeah,
are running.
that
people,
doesn't
maybe.
surprise
I'm
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that doesn't surprise me that it's slowed down though, because I think that it's become a more accessible type activity, and people, the 5K races got really popular.
A lot
and
of couch
yes,
to 5K. Yeah.
And the note I have here is 5K runners have the slowest average pace because this is the most common beginner level distance.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To place among the top 1% of 5K runners in the United States, you would have to finish faster than 18 minutes and 24 seconds.
Whew.
I'm surprised it's that slow for 1%.
You want to guess?
Well, 1% is probably a pretty big. When you think about how many
Oh,
people
that's
run 5Ks,
true,
1% is actually
yeah.
probably a large number.
Yeah, it's a
Larger
good point.
I
number
mean,
than you're
that's a
thinking.
6-minute mile.
Yeah.
That's fast.
And you're talking mostly like the high school
Yeah,
and
they're gonna be
competition
fit,
type things.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that is a large number of people, because if you think like compared to how many people run a marathon, there's a ton of people that run a 5K.
That's true.
So percentage wise, you're going to have a lot larger population doing that.
It's a good point.
You want to guess what the world record is?
11:55.
12:30.
No, I'm going to go with like a 13:10 because I just did some math.
It is 12 minutes and 51 seconds, set by Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda in 2020.
Oh, last year.
Oh, so recent. Okay.
A lot
Get
of
it.
these are set last year, actually.
That's because everyone was
Yeah,
in the house.
2020 was,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. Well, and also wasn't when the championships have been last year to get ready for the Olympics.
All right.
Well, yeah, I guess because the marathon was like right before the pandemic
Yeah.
went down, but I don't know. I'm not sure when they happen.
All right. Let's get through 10K pretty quickly. What do you think it is for men and women?
The average. You're
The
saying, right?
average,
We're
yeah.
back to the average again.
Yep.
So for men, I'm going to say an hour and 10 minutes. For women, I'm going to say an hour and 18 minutes.
I'm going to say 50 minutes for men and 58 minutes for women.
Yeah, I was going to say 110. I think I'm going to stay with 110. I'm going to say 110 and 120.
It's 1 hour for men and an hour and 14 minutes for women.
Okay.
See, that seems slow to me because that's what I run.
A sub-hour 10K. I actually technically don't even have an official sub because I've done like one 10K in my entire run career. I got maybe two. But, I mean, that would be because you have to put in that extra point too. I mean, you're looking at a 940,
Something
950.
like that.
I mean, that's pretty quick.
I guess I don't know. I guess I thought at that distance we'd lose some people. But when I hear that, I'm
yeah,
like, oh,
true.
I'm an actual average runner because I'm like, that's what I run a 10K in.
What do you think the world record is for a 10K?
Yeah. Oh, God.
My original guess, 50 minutes.
what was it, 13, so 26. I'm going to go with 28.
I'm going to say
10. 28, 10.
27:45.
We're getting so specific now.
26 minutes and 24 seconds.
What? That's impossible. Nobody's ever ran that fast.
By
I was thinking you take the 5K pace and you just double it and then add a little bit extra. But I guess I didn't even need to add the little bit extra.
Yeah, no, you probably don't with those guys.
Ronex Kiprutu of Kenya in 2020.
Good
No,
God.
there you go. 2020.
On to the half marathon, our favorite half marathon. Globally, there were about 2.1 million half marathon participants back in 2018, and it's only grown since then. It's the second most popular distance behind 5Ks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess it's not surprising.
That's not surprising because I mean, there's not a ton of 10. There's not a ton of 10Ks out there. I just feel like it's not like a super popular race distance, and I think people just kind of jump right into the
half is like a big
like
goal
half
race.
is a big yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the average is for men and women?
I'm gonna say,
spoiler alert, I'm not an average runner in this regard.
I'm going to say 2:20 for men and 2:40 for women.
I'm going to go a little faster than that, but not by much. I'm going to go 2:15 for men, 2:20 for women.
See, and I was going to go I was going to do the same thing I did with the 10K, and I was going to go much lower. But now I hear your numbers, and now I'm second guessing myself. I just assume everyone that's faster than me is like really faster than me, which is, I guess, my problem.
Well, part of
you guys are running like faster, so you're like, oh,
well, so part of my running part of my guess is because I know when I was running 2:20s regularly, I know kind of where I was in the field.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There you go. Yeah.
So, I mean, that 2:20, 2:15 pace that I was doing that is semi-average for me is what I always feel like I'm semi right in the middle of the pack.
Well, what if, okay, I'm going to go 2:07 and 2:20.
1:48 for men.
See?
And 2:15 for women.
I was going to guess 150 for men, and then I felt like a dumbass, and I didn't guess.
So I didn't know about men. So honestly, the men I had no idea about. I knew that 2:15 to 2:20 is the average for women, just because literally every single half marathon that I did for a while was a 2:15 or 2:18, and I did a 2:18-ish for like 7 half marathons in a row, and I was always dead center. Like I was always within the 48 to 52 percentile.
Wow, 1:48 is fast.
That is so fast.
Yeah, 1:48 is really fast, actually.
I'm surprised it's that low.
Yeah. I think it's because once men get up to that distance, they push themselves. I think that's honestly...
That I think is 100% true. Like, I was talking to a guy just at work at like a work dinner, and he had never really run anything, and he ran a half marathon, and he was talking about how like he just in his head was just competing with everyone around him and like pushed himself to the point of like throwing up. I think it's just...
Yeah. I think it's a men mentality.
I don't know. It's so weird.
Thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm sorry for all the men who are listening and feel like I am wrongly accusing them of being toxically masculine. I don't know.
Maybe it's not toxic masculinity. Maybe it's just a little bit of a aggression or competitive masculinity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think the world record is for a half marathon?
Damn, I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like
a sub-hour.
Yeah, 55 minutes probably.
What? You think it's a sub-hour?
It's definitely a sub-hour.
It's definitely a sub-hour.
I would say.
I'd say it's 57 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yeah, I'm probably.
Hold on. Are you reading? Because it is 57 minutes and 32 seconds.
I swear to God, I am.
No, that was truly
Yeah.
Although I guess that makes sense because, right, isn't the goal they're trying to do right now, and they still haven't done it, is to break the 2-hour marathon?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it was done in a closed setting, but not.
Yeah,
it's not considered world record because of the way that it was
No, because
done.
it
But
was
it
like
was
perfect
done, yeah.
conditions. Like
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah, I swear, Tom, I am not looking at anything. Michael is my witness. There's literally nothing on my
no.
screen. I just randomly said
called that-
5732.
You called that perfectly. It was sent by Kibiwat Candy of Kenya in 2020.
I feel like I need a prize for that exactness.
You really do.
There you go.
I was like, it's like you're reading. It's like in Price is Right, when like it's the price of like the can of tuna, and you're like,
Yes.
or the car, and they guess it exactly.
Yeah,
Anywho,
it's funny.
on to the marathon. What's the average for men and women's marathon?
Well, now that half threw me way off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say for men, it's 4:10. And for women, it's 4:40.
I'm gonna say for men it's 4:25, and for women it's 4:45.
I'm going to say it's a 4-hour marathon for men, and I'm going to say it's a 4:50 for women.
All right, so for men it's 4:30,
Oh, I was closest.
and for women,
Yeah.
Diana hit it exactly. It's 4:45.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, the half is a huge outlier. That is weird.
Yeah.
Less than 1% of the population in the United States has completed a marathon. To place among the top 1% of marathon runners in the U.S., you would have to finish faster than 2 hours and 49 minutes.
I can't. What's the percentage of people that finish drunk?
That's a good question. I do not have that statistic.
Who has statistics on that?
Do we have statistics on that?
See, you want to know why some of this is surprising to me, though? Is that I did a little of my own research back when we were talking about the Disney Marathon, and then we didn't bring it up. And it's fine. We don't have to go through it all. But they were talking about the proof of time, and Michael had at one point asked, what is the percentage that could actually do a sub 4 to end up in those earlier corrals to submit a proof of time? And I pulled a bunch of data, and then I never brought it up. But I pulled like Shamrock Marathon, the LA Marathon, Broad Street, the Cherry Blossom, like what the like equivalents were going to be. And in order to run a sub 4 marathon, you had to be in the top 20%. So some of these numbers I feel like surprise me, but I guess that's because that includes men and women. So I don't know.
I don't know. If you pulled data on any race that I actually ran, I definitely dragged the average down a little bit.
Also, I just thought of something. Is it like is proof of time inherently sexist? Because if you're saying something needs like a 2-hour proof of time, it's way easier for a man to get that than a woman.
Yes.
Smash
now
the
that we're having this
patriarchy.
conversation. Yeah, I mean, now that we're having this conversation, absolutely, because now you're looking at the men, the average pace for a half marathon is a sub 2. So you're saying that most average men could do that, where you're saying most average women cannot. Because most average women can only run a 2:15.
See, that's not fair. Maybe there should be
100%.
separate proof of time for men and women. I don't know. I always
I'm
get
writing
angry.
Disney
That's
tonight.
true.
I always
That's
get
actually a
mad
good
at white
point.
men
There is a
and then
huge
yell at Tom
difference.
about it.
There is enough of a percentage difference. where
Yeah,
it
now
is
that you're
weird,
not,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, the difference between a 148 and a 215 is huge.
Huge. Humongous.
Well, and I would love to know that. I'm sure we could look this up, but what do you think the field is split men versus women? Just using men and women.
In Disney races, it's
in
more
Disney.
women, I would say.
Okay, so then
Yeah, I would say it's probably 55-45-ish.
all right, then it might be a bigger problem.
I actually think it would be more than that. I'd almost say like 60-40.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's mostly women doing those.
I think, I tend to agree. I mean, obviously it depends on which race weekend you're talking about. Obviously, if you're talking about Princess, I think it's more like
Well, yeah, Princess is like 80-20.
90.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Well, and Princess had the rule that, I don't know if they still have the rule that men couldn't even be in the first corral. Like they couldn't even be in corral
Yeah.
A.
Yeah.
But this is a bit of a tangent, but is there a different proof of time for Princess as
No.
opposed to the other weekends?
No.
No, it was
No.
all lumped in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, everything's all the same.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I mean, I didn't mean to bring it back to Disney, but I had looked into some times because I was curious, because like I just wanted to take an average race. So like, Shamrock Marathon, how many people actually finish the full in the sub 4? And so only 34% do. On a larger marathon, like the LA Marathon with 21,000 people, only 14% of people finish in a sub 4.
Wow, that's a lot.
Which surprised me.
And I'm just thinking, like, Disney's really the only race I run that has proof of time. For other races that have proof of time, is it by gender? I've seen it by age, because isn't Boston by age, but is it also by gender?
Yeah, both.
Yes, it's
age
by
and
both.
gender. Yeah,
It's by both.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the men like 30 to 30 or 39 have a different proof of time needed than the women 30 to 39.
Yeah.
What do you think the world record is for the marathon?
2 hours and like 5 seconds.
2:02:15.
2:15.
It's actually pretty recent. It's 2:01:30
Wow. God, they're getting so close.
by Eliud Kipchoge
Yeah, Kipchoge. Yeah.
of Kenya, set in 2018. He also said,
Yeah, he's the one who
Yeah.
bought it too.
Yeah, that was the one that they did. They had like multiple people doing it. It was like a whole like thing where they had multiple people doing it. It wasn't quite perfect conditions, which is why it counted as a world record.
Well, it's a
they
race,
had they had multiple, like everyone had pacers. It was quite an event to watch, actually. And everyone thought he was going to hit the sub 2, and he just couldn't make it there.
Yeah. I thought they were like Erin and I guess. I thought they were like seconds away.
Yeah, I
beating
thought
the
it was
record.
much closer for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought 5 seconds was a little off, but I did think that it was like under the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is crazy. This
All
is
right.
fun.
just a few more things. So ultramarathon running has increased in popularity about 345% in the last 10 years.
God.
Yeah. It's getting crowded out there on the trails.
23% of ultra runners are women compared to 14% 23 years ago.
Because you're going to get murdered out there.
Well, there is a huge push with the Trail Sisters program right now to bring women into ultra.
Yeah, it's because women don't want to run in the woods alone.
This is a odd statistic. Women are actually 0.6% faster than men in races longer than 195 miles. For all other distances, men are faster than women. What do you think the average pace is for an ultra runner? And it is an average pace, which is across all age groups, men and women.
And all types of
at all
races
types
and
of
all that.
ultras,
All types
like
of ultras.
50K all the way up to 100 milers.
Doesn't matter.
Average pace.
Yeah.
So per minute mile, not
18 minutes.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty
yeah, it's got to be
high.
pretty high.
15 minutes? I don't know.
I'd say 1650.
1440.
Oh, that's faster than I even would have thought.
That's how fast our friend Andre walked Dopey.
That's my pace. Anyways, I have a world record for the 100K. What is that? 60 miles?
100K, 62 point.
62.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
62, yeah.
What do you think the world record is
Wasn't
for
that
100K?
the one that Walmsley was just trying to beat
Yeah, he
on the
just
road?
missed
He
it,
just
yeah.
missed it by it was actually one of the most heartbreaking things because you could see him watching his watch and he just knew as he was coming down the
He
track.
missed it by less than a minute.
Yeah,
or
that
something,
one
or by a
that was
minute,
like the sub 2 thing where they missed it by.
Let's see, 62.
But I don't remember
miles.
what he was trying to hit it in.
It's not long. I'm gonna say, 5 hours 40 minutes.
6 hours.
I'm gonna go with 5:25.
6 hours, 9 minutes, and 14 seconds.
Okay.
set by Nao Kazami from Japan in 2018. There are about 1.77 million trail runners around the world, according to the International Trail Running Association. There are more than 25,000 trail races. About 77% of trail runners are men, 23% are women. The percent of women trail runners has increased from 18% in 2013 to 26% in 2019.
Because we have to travel in packs.
Yeah.
So,
I don't actually have a question for you guys, but 90% of trail runners are between the ages of 25 and 55.
I'm actually kind of surprised by that.
Because you get old and you go into the woods.
Yeah, no, I'm actually surprised by the 25. I would have said like 30, 35 to like 60. Yeah. Honestly, the women's thing doesn't surprise me. Like I said, there's a huge push. There's a group called Trail Sisters out there, and now a lot of race directors are trying to get what's considered Trail Sister approved. And basically what that means is that you have to offer women's clothing. So like for a long time, most races, because they were predominantly men, only offered unisex shirts or premiums. So in order to be like approved, you have to have like offerings for women. You have to have menstrual cycle products on the race course for women.
Yeah, at aid
you have to have
yeah,
at all the aid stations. Like there's like this huge push for like to be inclusive of women and making sure that they have like the products and the things that they need at aid stations, because you have to think some of these trail races are like 100 miles, and
So
like
you
if you're
can't
going
carry
to
everything.
you
Yeah.
can't carry everything.
Yeah.
So like if a woman has to worry about whether or not they have to carry like multiple, like if you're talking about a multiple day event or like 30 hours out there, so like there's all this push to like make sure that like it's as inclusive as it possibly can be. So it's kind of
That's
cool.
wild. That's awesome. I love that.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's our discussion of average runners. All right. Who wants to kick us off with something good?
Oh, sure, I will, because everyone's just looking. So I will start. I went back to my 16-year-old self over the last week, and I watched Titanic, a movie that I saw 8 times in the movie theater with my high school.
Mario.
Oh, my God. Please stop it. And then I had to watch it with this nightmare of a person who has never seen Titanic before.
Just hates things. Hates things.
Yes, hates all things that bring people joy. You should read his review on Letterboxd. It was awful. It was actually read on the podcast that I guested on to do this Titanic. I guested on Film Hags. It's the movie that was burned into my brain.
Oh, that's
Is
so
the
great.
season.
I haven't watched it in a long time. I need to go back. I loved it.
I was 16 years old.
Oh yeah,
Saw
that's
it 8 times.
prime Leo.
It was my it was a year of my life, a literal year of my life. And if you want to hear all about it, go check out Film Hags.
I'm gonna have
It
to
was
listen.
the first time I ever watched.
Yeah,
I had never seen it fully.
I
Yeah.
remember it was like a big deal because I had it on VHS, and I don't think I saw it 8 times. But I saw it multiple times, and when it came out on VHS, it was two VHS tapes
yeah,
in a box together.
Yep.
And I remember
Yeah.
I used to know. God, now I can't even remember, but I used to know like the exact like scene where you'd have to switch your VHS. So good.
I had my high school best friend was obsessed with it. She had a boyfriend. It was just like that. Like it was associated with it. It was just like everything about this movie is like my 16-year-old self, and bringing myself back to that was really fun.
Does it hold up?
No.
Yes.
I would think it would.
In most ways. There are a couple of things that hit me a little weird, but for the most part, holds up.
No, that's awesome.
It's an epic love story.
Between Jack and Super Mario.
Oh my God, stop it. He's got to stop. He's got to stop. It's ridiculous.
I think think that's got to be on the list. So I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast, but Tom and I are working our way through the AFI top 100 films of all time, and that's got to be on there. It has to be. I know
Tom's
it's
gonna look
on
it up
like
for us.
epic movies and stuff. We printed it out so we can physically cross things off because we're 90 years old.
Yeah, so that's my something good. If you haven't seen Titanic in a while, go watch it. It's exactly what I remember it being. And maybe if you watch it for the first time like Michael, it won't be the same, because I will admit that the nostalgia of it is probably like 95% of why I love that movie, and could never, like, it holds just a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I never watched it because I had no interest in it. So, I mean, it's
Also,
not
he
fair
hates
that
all
I
things
judge
that bring
it,
people joy.
I know.
We've established this.
Well,
Not a good movie, guys.
it's got to be a good movie. Also, my something good for this week is, and I think I mentioned this early in the pandemic, but season 3 is out and it's freaking hysterical, is Miracle Workers. So Miracle Workers is a show on TBS, and it's kind of like American Horror Story, but it's a comedy. So it's the same actors in every season, but it's like a different premise. So like the first season, they were like angels, and there was an apocalypse. And then season 2, it was medieval, and now it's the Oregon Trail. And it's Steve Buscemi, and it's Dan Radcliffe. And it's freaking amazing. And just when,
Oh my gosh.
when Dan Radcliffe is in anything, you know it's going to be extremely good, but also extremely weird. And it's so,
This is true.
like this last episode, he was like dressed in like leather chaps, and he was singing "She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain When She Comes" to like a disco
my
beat.
God,
that's awesome.
I was dying because he was high on snake oil. It's like ridiculous stuff. Like, I laugh out loud, and Tom just sits there and watches me laugh. So it could just be Diana humor, but I die every episode.
Oh my god, that's
It's
amazing.
so great. It's so great. But yeah, you don't have to like catch up or anything because every season is different, but it's all the same actors.
My something good is I'm a Pogue for life.
Oh, God.
And Outer Banks season 2 is out.
It's on my list. Haven't gotten it to you yet.
Have you seen the season 1?
No, everyone keeps telling me. I was supposed to
Okay.
watch it over Christmas, and I never did.
To be
Okay.
fair, the weirdest part of the show is whenever they're in school, because they're all like 30 years old.
Well, the
So
main
it's like-
character's like 27.
Yeah. So you're like,
The other
oh,
ones
you
are all
guys
like
are going to
22, 23, to be fair to them. They're a little closer in age at least.
Yeah,
But yeah, the 27-year-old orphan is a little weird.
Oh my god, in season 1, yeah, that's like, yeah, huh, yeah.
Oh,
In
God.
season 2, I'm like, what? They should just did a time jump and made them out of high school, but they go back to high school, and you're like, oh god, it's so
They're
weird when
still
they're in
in
high
school.
school.
It's so weird.
It's just so weird. Just have them do adventures and be like 20 somethings or
Yeah.
something, you know, like.
It's a bonkers show,
Yeah.
but it's really fun.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like Nancy Drewish, right? Where there's like a mystery, like there's like buried treasure,
Yeah.
and it's like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, right? Like,
Yeah. But it's in a like teen drama kind of way.
so it's
Yeah.
like
that's
Twilight, but they're hunting for treasure.
yes. Yes.
It's more like Gossip Girl, but they're hunting for treasure. Or like,
gotcha.
no, it's more like One Tree Hill, and they're hunting for treasure.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's treasure hunting One Tree Hill.
All right.
How do you follow up to that?
I'm just going to go because I don't know what to say. My something good, we've spent the last couple months actually binging New Girl, and I didn't watch it while it was on, but
And I think it was There's Something Good before, but we actually finished it.
yeah, we finished it. And so I guess my new note is that it's one of the most well-balanced casts that I've ever seen
For sure.
in a long sitcom.
Yeah.
Like sitcoms usually hang on one or two like X factors, and then the other characters are just blah. Like this one, all of the main characters have their own unique quirks, and the way that they work together, and it's just really funny, and it's great escapism. Like, I'm really sad that it's over because it was really well done, and I kicked myself for not having watched it when it was on in real time. So now we have to find something new to binge.
It's great. And this was like my 4th rewatch, so I was excited to like watch him get to like the last season where like Smitten sees he have a kid and all of that. It's just hysterical. I laugh out loud every episode.
Yeah, I watched the first like maybe 3 or so seasons, and it was really good. I enjoyed it.
I saw it on Netflix the other day, and I kept thinking to myself, like, maybe I should pick it back up again. I honestly, like, when Coach left and then Winston came, I think Winston was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
But then when he came back and they had the episodes with both of them,
Oh, see,
like
I
the
think
way
they
they
have a good
played off of
dynamic.
that
Yeah.
was really funny because like you were like, well, how is this going to work out? And then they did it so seamlessly and perfect that
It's so
it just
great.
it worked really well.
I think Winston's my favorite character.
Yeah, Winston's mine.
He's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He is.
And I think
I
it's-
stopped liking the one white dude who dated Jess.
Oh, Nick.
Nick?
Yeah, his
Nick.
character got too stupid,
No.
and I hated him after like the 3rd or 4th season.
Oh, I could kind of see that. I think it's interesting because, like, in the first few seasons, like, Jess kind of played, like, the straight man to all of
Yeah.
these, like, insane personalities. And then as the seasons go on, like, she gets funnier as well. Like, she kind of grows into her own. And it's not just like, oh, I'm quirky. Like, there's, like, legit hysterical stuff that she does. So,
Yeah. Also, did you guys just notice that Michael said he watched a comedy and that like he
I did.
enjoyed
I watched
parts
a little.
of it?
I did.
It's very confusing.
It was funny. I watched some of it.
I
I'm
love a
Watched like 3
sitcom.
seasons of it. Yeah,
I love a
I do too.
sitcom.
You just don't normally. It's
I'm
weird.
a big sitcom person.
Oh yeah. Okay.
All I do is laugh. That's what I do.
Michael, I see you. All right, so I guess that'll wrap us up. Any notes before we go?
Avatar also sucks. Just to let everybody know. I'm just trashing all the movies tonight.
Oh god.
Can I at least have Abyss? Did you like Abyss?
Yeah, I like the best.
Okay, good. Because that's Cameron also.
Solid. Yeah. No, I like Aliens. Aliens is good.
Amen. All right, so thank you all for listening. Please continue to share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies. But this is Tom for Erin, Michael, and Diana reminding you that life is a journey, not a destination. Who said it?
Tom Stover.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning. That's what I was going to say. Lightning McQueen.
It's a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Wow. Yeah. That's a lot more thoughtful than
Lightning McQueen.
than Lightning McQueen.
And I only know it because it's in an Aerosmith song. All right.
Bye guys.
Bye, everyone.
Free John B. Free John B.
Sloop John B?